number 1, Infernal Shrines here for Sky5 versus Phoenix Rising Diamond. So you get the first pick going towards Phoenix Rising. Since they won the coin toss here. Let's see what they prio here, right? Especially for first bans. I don't remember the team's prio picks here, so thinking off the top of my head, if you're wanting to negate really good heroes around this elo competitiveness, you're probably going to see a prio on like Cassia, maybe prio bans on Orpheus, Diablos, Joes, maybe even healers, Hogger, Falstad. I know there's a Falstad ban, level 1 talent again. They banned that talent. So there's that. So maybe they do prio Falstad or global heroes. Okay, so they are going to go with the double support ban starting out with Uther. Uther is a dominant pick right now in all elos and metas right now. It does very well in team fights. So with that being said, looks like they have done some research, or maybe they just don't want to deal with it at all. Maybe a surprise pick. But yeah, everyone, if you are ready, go ahead and cast your predictions if you guys are here. I actually have been wanting to try this out. If you guys are interested in trying it, feel free. If not, no worries. All right, so the next band is going to be Tassadar. Okay, interesting. You don't really get to see a lot of Tassadar plays here, but that's okay. Tassadar is still a pretty solid pick. That's AoE damage, walls on point. Can really help set up a Diablo on point if you end up going that route, you know? So there's that. Let's see, what's the next ban? Sorry, I had to change something. So with that Tassadar ban, maybe they know that on the side of Phoenix Rising, they have a good Diablo. All right, as we were saying, Cassia ban here, right? So maybe they potentially are going to be looking at the Falstad here, because Falstad has got a lot of value, and people are still testing him out. I honestly feel like he's the same, right? He's the same play style. This does a good amount of damage, but still, again, the same play style. Like, you're not really missing out on, you know, anything crazy, right? But again, that's just personal opinion. Me not being really a Falstad player, and a lot of times it's banned. It just comes down to, you know, opinion based. Okay, so Deathwing gets banned here. So let's see what, maybe there's a tank pick or a Falstad or Hogger. Hogger was gone through, so maybe we'll see a Hogger. A lot of teams like the prio Hogger, Diablo Joe. A lot of great first pick selections here. It's a really big game changer, especially when you have like a Joe and a Hogger. So we're gonna get Sonya. Okay, we neglected to say Sonya, but yes, Sonya is a great pick on this map. Good ease. I don't know how I forgot to talk about Sonya when Sonya and Hogger basically do the exact same thing, except one bounces off the wall like a pinball machine. Alright, so on the side of Sky5, we're gonna get a Kael'thas. Do we get a Joe? No, we get a Stukov. So we're gonna get nice silence, and we're gonna get a Kael'thas combo here. Now that might be scary for the Kael late game if Sonya can punish the backline through leap. You will see that a lot, especially on a mage like Kael'thas with no form of getting out. And so they pick up the Mei and the Tychus here. Okay, so Tychus is definitely overall good assassin, but does help negate against the Diablo. Static. I'm gonna stop talking for a second. I'm trying to see if there's a staticky sound. I'm not hearing it, Warrior. Okay, so the last band is going to be Deckard Cain. Maybe, I'm assuming their healer plays a good Deckard on this type of point and map. So let's see what the last pick is. Most likely going to be a tank. Probably a Johanna here for blind, because you do want to get the Diablo to go through, because Tychus and Mei does do a lot of damage. And we get a variant. Right, okay. So I keep forgetting about that too. Varian Stukov combo, right? But that does open the door for a Stukov Diablo, which is not as scary, because it's not a point-click stun, it's a wall stun into a flip into. So, looks like AG Silver is going to pick up on the ETC, and Diva is going to be the offlaner pick. Now, I have learned the hard way that Sonya's W build does a lot of damage to the offlaner. Does a lot of damage, but in that situation, you don't really want to team fight into the Sonya. At that point, you start double soaking, try getting value where you can get it. And so let's see what the last two picks are. So we need a healer, and we need another assassin. So we're gonna get a Leo for the Diva, and we're gonna get a Brightwing. Great globals here. So now we have global presence on the side of Phoenix Rising. So we're gonna have a Sonya most likely in the 4-man maybe, and then Leo is gonna be the one to deal with the Diva, or vice versa, because Sonya can do a lot of damage to Diva. But again, so could Leo. Both get good value. So now we just need for Apple Mike, a assassin. He might pick up an auto attacker, maybe like Rainer's Jin. I would love to see a Kerrigan. We're gonna get, oh wow, we're gonna get a Tracer. Okay. Oh, so that's pretty spicy. That I was not predicting that one, but good to see it. I love surprises like this. You know, let's see how they can maximize the Tracer value. Will the Tracer get a lot of damage on that Tychus and get a lot of damage on the Leo or Brightwing? The problem is with the Brightwing, if they want to punish the Tracer, they can with a well-timed poly into more than less a lot of negation, right? With Mei, right? You get a Snowblind, and then you have a Polymorph that could completely negate a Tracer, just depending on how you use your abilities, right? It really just depends. So again, guys, game number 1 going into Infernal Shrines. We have a great selection of characters here. Let's see who wins here. I'm really excited to see. And while the game is loading up, I will switch transitions here. But overall, guys, you know, what do you guys think? Like, I think on the side of Sky5, they are going for a reach, but I like that. You know, I'm not hating on it at all. But I really do like the side of Phoenix Rising, too. I like their picks. So, all right, let's introduce both teams here. So we are going to start out with the side of the blue team, Sky5. We are going to have Tracer being played by Apple Mike, Kael'thas being played by Furl, ETC being played by AG Silver AG, Diva being played by Liddell, and Stukov being played by Alan by default. Maze being played by Northern Touch, which is representing the Phoenix Rising Diamond team. Brightwing's being played by Dropping BB, Tychus being played by Automatic Z, Leark being played by Sonar, and Sonya being played by Popo Joe. I'm gonna mute this music real quick here, and we can focus on the game here. All right, so we're gonna have both teams potentially look down the middle, a standard fight, but it seems like we're gonna have a nice gank setup. Like, they want to set up a great opportunity, and they're gonna see if they can catch anyone here, right? In the beginning, Mei doesn't catch anything. They're probably on it. Well, where is everyone? They are scouting. Great. So Brightwing is scouting to see if they're flanking anything, which is good. They're gonna soak here. And they're gonna immediately send the bottom. They're gonna see if they rotate down bottom. They should know that if ETC is not showing that, they're more than likely going to be holding a bush, and they do. They see that. If ETC go aggressive here, ETC does. Gonna catch a quick slide, and they're gonna get a great silence, and overall, they should be focused on the Brightwing. Brightwing can get really low here. Great punishment on the Brightwing on the rotation here, and Sonya goes in to see if he can get the Stukov. Stukov is pretty low too, but so is Tychus. Tychus can follow here. Tychus is super low. Can she get him? No Tracer. Tracer does get the Tychus. Excellent kill by Apple Mike. That was crazy. Great value. They take advantage of the rotation here, and ETC and Stukov set up the combo perfectly, as we are talking about with combos with Stukov. Pretty scary. So great start to the side of Sky5, catching Phoenix Rising Diamond on the rotation. And now we're seeing the value of Apple Mike's Tracer. Now let's see over time, can we continue to get that value? Can Apple Mike continuously punish the enemy team by following up with the Stukov combos? Because, right, Brightwing couldn't really do anything against the Tracer. Hence why, because Brightwing is silenced. All right, so they know that they're probably taking bottom. AG Silver is out anchoring here, but she potentially could have slid the Sonya here. Should be a follow-up combo here because Sonya overextended and Sonya should fall here. Yeah, that's a little spicy for the Sonya there. A little rough because their whole combo is a lockdown CC. You get a nice slide, get a nice Stukov root silence, get a nice Kale, you know, what's it called? Wind, and over. And now they might be able to get the Tychus here, but Tychus should be covered by the right wing, and no, too much damage. And maybe Brightwing falls too. Brightwing's getting low. Can Tracer do it? No, she can't, and going to dodge the Mei snowball here. Crazy game. Look at the aggression on the side of Sky5. They have 4 kills to 0, and let's look how Diva's doing in the off lane. Diva is currently out soaking the Leo here. So overall on the side of Sky5, you are taking the lead in every department. You got your siege here. Let me see here how I can pull that up here. Oh, that's pretty cool. Good to know. All right, never mind. But as we can already tell, the map is blue, so we already know, right? On the side of Sky5, they are going well in XP here. They are taking advantage. Diva does scout the camp. Now, Do you become aggressive and charge into this camp? Leo, do they catch up to Leo? Leo could potentially be isolated, but gets out through E. D.Va is going in, pokes away. Tychus is getting a lot of free damage, but oh, that Tychus almost got caught up. A great W by the Tychus here to stop a lot of the CC that was about to get exploded pretty much all over the Tychus. Tychus could have died here and costed them this objective. And this is a decent objective. It's a Mortar Punisher, great PvP aspect one, but overall, obviously, you want to win the first objective if you can. They're going to clear the Bruiser camp. More than likely play for 7, as you can see. Tracer's heading down bottom. You had rotation from mid, and that's Tychus coming up top, but more than likely, you could probably have sent your Tracer mid, so easier rotation. Sonya's looking for a flank, and they're trying to get the Mei, but ETC does stall out the Mei, and they're going to get a silence, but the silence does miss, so maybe they can get a quick punish, and Brightwing is coming down on the Sonya here. Great stuff by the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond, understanding that we can win this 4v4 if the Stukov misses, and the Stukov did miss, and they punished it, but they didn't get any kills. So now they have to back up, potentially tap, because they know they're not 7 yet. We need to get 7. Great E by the Tychus here, but can there going to be a silence route here? They do, and it doesn't get punished on, but so Sonya. Sonya's super low here. Leo is trying to get out on my way, and they get out. Leo's just trying to get people out of the way here, move, but look at the poke damage on the Q here. So every 2 heroes by the Kael'thas here, it's 8% maximum health. And when Leo's trying to get out of there because of that damage, and that's a great pick on the side, the Kael'thas here. But speaking of Leo, a few minutes ago, Leo just completely gets obliterated. But can the Tychus punish this Kael'thas? And he does, but Tychus gets immediately punished for overextending, so it's a 2-for-1 trade here. But Leo is one of the people that you, if anyone dies, you want the Leo, because he does get back up as Stukov gets his level 1 talent procced off, which is the reactive ballisto spears, and does catch out this Sonya here. And Sonya gets completely punished and doesn't really respect the Stukov. Stukov is a scary healer, because even if you get him low, even if you punish the Stukov, guess what? Ballistospheres are coming out, you're going to be slowed, you're going to hate your life, and then you're going to die. And then you're going to wonder why we let Stukov through. That's what I think. Hate Stukov. Now, you're going to see Kael'thas start rotating, potentially going for his glow quest. And so as we were talking about this level 7 talent, he's probably doing that because look at the front line. You have 3 frontliners, a lot of health here, right? You can chunk out the enemy team with this level 7 talent, and you really don't want to be close to them with the living bomb because they can definitely spread it, and Brightwing has her ability, but Mei is caught here but doesn't get punished here. They potentially could have held the slide here because there is going to be another Punisher jump in the next 3 to 5 seconds here. Let's start up. Yep, there we go. Now there should be a slide here with an immediate lockdown. Sonya should fall here because she was caught. Sonya's still alive, but Tychus should fall too. No, Tracer's gonna fall because she got caught in Mei's Blizzard, and they should just get out. Try getting the fort, which they should, right? They do. Perfect. All right. And so they got a fort. It's a 1-for-1 trade here. Really good trade overall. You get your level 10 talents first. Now, if you're on the side of Sky5, potentially you can look at the enemy camp versus taking your bruisers. Reason why is you want to maximize how much advantage you have, right? You have 10 advantage. Even though Tracer fell, Sonya and Tracer on rotations, and you had D.Va there to back you up. Tychus is showing top, and you could take away their camp basically for free because you're level 10, and that's how you're supposed to, in my opinion, take advantage of your level 10 abilities by any advantage that you have. Try taking anything the enemy could get versus taking your own stuff. That way, when it's time to take your stuff, you can get it, for free, which is the point of it, because this isn't free, typically. But they also get the neutral camp, so pretty good stuff. So now we're at 11 to 10, equal talent tiers. They're trying to get the Tychus here. He misses, and Tychus instantly hits his trait and tries to punish the ETC for sliding in, but doesn't get no value. Both sides get no value. Liddell, the D.Va, is going to rotate mid to clear out the siege camp. It probably is going to start rotating up top to start helping or push out the Leo from taking out the Bruiser camp. Well, getting the lane for free, so I should say. All right, so on the side of Sky5 and Phoenix Rising, both sides here, will they look for an aggressive play here? Because there's really nothing much to do here, right? They got lanes here. No, they're gonna go straight for their bruisers here. They may time it. They may just take it to get some lane prio here for their team. And with the next minion wave coming through, around a good time to take it. I love timing bruiser camps behind minion waves, but I also love timing it when the objective comes up shortly. And the objective should be coming up shortly, relatively in the next 30-45 seconds. As the team is stalemating out, they are looking for 13, and since they have a nice pressure in mid, they're going to start pressuring the mid fort. Great value. Look at the advantage. See, they're taking advantage because they had a lot of prio in mid, and Odin was used potentially prematurely. That might bite on the side of Phoenix Rising. That might bite him in the butt a little later, just because you're going to want this. So they're going to have to try forcing a fight here to potentially get some value. But see, Sky5's telling it right. Hey guys, let's just leave. We really don't need the forces. We don't need to fight into this. We just let that ride out and we leave, right? We leave completely. And look at them. They left. Great stuff they left. Tracer's going to start poking out the Mei. Super annoying character. It's like a mosquito that just doesn't die. And here we're talking about, right? So we have a 60-second cooldown, 30 seconds. So you have 30-second gap for Tychus Assault. And relatively, you're probably not going to get punished for that because you can stall out the objective for 30 seconds, right? So Mei is calling for, or Sonya is calling for a very, very aggressive rotation. I think they're trying to get the Diva Bomb out, and they do. They catch it, but can they get anything? There's a oh my god, look at that catch on the ETC, and Stukov silence here. Great mosh. Overall, 1 for 3 trade here, and Leo might go down. Leo should go down. Leo is fall. It's a 4-man team. White on the side of Phoenix Rising Diving. I lost my track of words because, like, whoa, the Sonya dove into the mid fort here, right? But then you see an instant ETC follow up with a Stukov silence on 2 people, the Brightwing, and I believe it was the Tychus. Great catch by the ETC. AG Silver looking at the opportunity and punishing, and Stukov just basically nailing the coffin on that one. So there was 2 really overextensive plays at the side of Sky5 punished. Really punished Phoenix Rising, but Phoenix Rising was looking for a desperation attempt. And one thing that I've seen, you don't really want to fight next to the fort. It's going to punish you. It's just additional damage. So now we have a Frozen Punisher going to the bottom fort here. This should be a fort, and potentially ETC was looking to look aggressive here, but couldn't because Mei scouted him out. There should be a catch on the Mei. You could slide that. You could punish this. This should be a immediate silence, immediate punish. And see, that's the thing, guys. That is the thing with this comp. Anyone that gets stunned by that, like, you have to immediately be cleansed out of that. Anything with the Stukov, guys, I'm starting to really consider. Let's just have some sort of, like, cleanse that can really pull out our guy that's being, destroyed. Because Brightwing is going to get destroyed trying to step up with her soft cleanse. So Frozen Punisher should jump again. Sonya might be the next target, or the Tychus. They really don't want to get baited. They're going to get a fort. They're going to get a keep wall here. And it's rough, it's really rough. Like, what can you do on that Phoenix Rising? Because if you get dove on, it's just a free stun followed by ETC. Here we go. ETC is going to do it again. Potentially a 2-man mosh here. Oh no, they get 3. They catch 3. And this should be a 2-man, at least 2 dead, right? Tychus should be the next one dead. Brightwing does get out. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at how just destructive the Stukov ETC comp is. They get another kill on the Sonya, and ETC peels off the Brightwing, and this should be a free keep, obviously. So where you are right, they were trying to force a pre-13 fight, but the thing is, though, for education purposes, if you're trying to force a pre-13 fight and there's a cannon tower here, you probably don't want to take that fight because you're still at a disadvantage, right? Like, if you're going to take that fight, you need to fight it like somewhere up here if you're going to be around that area. It's typically not preferred. I mean, but again, you're forcing, right? Because they have a well tap here. But again, you just don't want to fight. You're going to take additional damage is all. All right, so they're going to start taking out the mid fort here. Great stuff. I mean, you can. You have Sonya down. You have the 5-second lane rotation or lane distance for the Sonya to come to the mid. And then you have Leo soaking top to get that 16. And then they're going to silence the back of the fort to make sure no one can step up. So now we're looking at a minute and 20 seconds, minute and 10 seconds to the next objective. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. You see this? They have 16. And on the side of Sky5, they know we just take advantage of our advantage here, right? Like, look at what we can do here. ETC is trying to scout out the Brightwing. Brightwing could be caught here. Is this a catch? Yeah, it's a catch. And they should punish the Brightwing here. Excellent stuff here. And they completely obliterate that. And top lane's going to be down, and you have Sonya and Leo going bottom. They could have ended there. I guess they were going for Sats Storm. I think they could have got some core damage when looking at their ults. Maybe they could have forced the end here, and maybe they're going for the Stats of the Storm. But they're going to try catching out. Here comes Tracer, but they shouldn't be able to get anybody. Tychus is going to throw a grenade and misses through the Tracer, sidesteps here, but can they catch him when Leo might be the target here? Solo mosh on a Leo's a little monk ass, because he's just going to get back up. Even if you kill him, out of all targets, Leo is just going to, cheat death, essentially. All right, so now we have the 18 to 16 fight. They know Mosh is down on the side of Phoenix Rising. Question here is, what is Phoenix Rising going to do, right? Let's think about this. You need to force that pre-20 fight, right? in a favorable position or on their bruiser camp, which is exactly what we're going to see here, right? This is a fair fight. This is fine. And they know, on the side of Sky5, they know. We have to just basically let this go. Oh, but Tychus is potentially getting caught out. Leo's might fall here. Leo and Brightwing are silenced here, but D.Va's in the backline on the Tychus here. And here comes Leo, really low. Both parties are low here. D.Va's going to drop a bomb here, and Tychus is super low. They just need to run out of this fight, but Sonya might be the next victim here. Sonya might die. Sonya should fall by the Tracer here, and should fall. Leo Apple Mike does not die here, but look at the kill on the Tychus here, and they're going to get the Brightwing. Brightwing goes fall, and Leo, should be the last one to die. He has E coming out, but Kale might be able to kill him, though. D.Va's running him down. They should get the Leo here, and honestly, they're running him down bottom. You could more than likely, bare minimum, start pushing the keep here. Prep for the objective here. A part of me is like core, but see, the safe play is let's just solidify this keep. We just get the mid objective here. We don't really need to force anything, right? Because if we force this and not take advantage of the objective, and sorry guys, I'm moving the map a little bit quickly. It's a guaranteed, at least minimum, guaranteed keep. And whoever that Punisher jumps on, guess what? They're probably gonna die, right? So you have Leo coming up in 2 seconds. They're looking for a pre-20 fight here. Let's see on the side of Phoenix Rising, can they do anything? Their 20 is looking like it's going to be up top. Kales should be getting his globes, and 41 globes. Like, you're good luck killing him. If you're on the side of Phoenix Rising, you got to look for opportunities here. And Liddell is peeling away, is looking, and they're trying to force a pre-20, but they're going to catch the Sonya. Sonya does go in, but Mei got silenced here. And let's see who they can catch here. ETC does miss the mosh pit here, and then you're gonna see a blizzard come and hit 3 of them. Can they do anything here? There is a nice entomb here, but can Sonya do enough damage? They're getting low. Stukov is getting super low, but there comes the Ballisto Spear, and Sonya is spinning the winning on the back line, but Sonya should fall here. Mei is super low as well, and Odin is trying to get a solidified kill, but Tychus gets obliterated here, and here comes Tracer. Oh, it's not looking too good for the side of Phoenix Rising here. Oh no, they tried. They almost got the Stukov, but yet again, right? When you look at Stukov as a target, it is so hard. And here comes the Winnipolts here. Can they do enough damage? I think on the side of Phoenix Rising, this is looking like GG potentially. I'm not calling it just yet. They have a chance. Not calling it just yet. It's just looking like it. Again, their combo is whoever this Punisher stuns on top of an ETC, whoever ETC catches, you get an immediately follow up with Silence, and you get an immediately follow up with Kael'thas, right? The gravity lapse. Great combo. Again, when we talked about in our last stream, or 2 streams ago, or a cast ago, about linear drafts. This is a great linear draft because it's a very straightforward. So here comes a Leoric. Leo should be the target here. Leo's gonna fall just like that, right? A, B, C, done. There's your formula. Dead it immediately, right? But Leo, out of all targets that you want, is typically the target that you would want to die because he can cheat death. But here's the problem here. Sonya is in a risky position, but the Brightwing's going to catch up, but Liddell is going to try stunning out the Brightwing here. But here comes Tychus in the back line with Odin. I don't know if it's enough here. There's a lot of damage here. D.Va should be dropping bomb here soon, but Sonya goes in for a leap here, but misses the Stukov push off here. But then the core is going down to 70%. Mei is getting kind of low. Here comes Blizzard catching 3 of them, but here comes the silence on the Mei when she gets out. Can Tychus do enough damage? Now Tychus is going to fall here, and it looks like on the side of Sky5, they are going to 1-0. Phoenix Rising Diamond. GG. Great draft overall. Really impressive Tracer play, but overall, right, that linear draft, and don't take what I'm saying linear as negative, right? Sometimes doing very standard drafts like that is really good, right? Because you can get a lot of value, right? So you have your standard Q build here because he knows that he can chunk out the 3, you know, frontliners here. W build for the D.Va, but overall over a good build. But again, they were looking for opportunities for the side of Sky5, and they took it, and they did excellent. GG's to the side of Sky5. Excellent stuff. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up winner for that map. So blue team does win that one. So again, just different variants, right? So it's like the same example of having, you know, a variant, right? You have a variant and you get the same value, right? ETC goes in, gets a nice 2-second stun on rotation, just like how you will with the variant taunt. But that mosh pit got a lot of value. AG Silver did an excellent job hitting that mosh pit right in mid, right? When Sonya went in, when Sonya went in onto that pre-13 fight in mid, the idea was there, right? They were like, we need to take this pre-13 fight, but where they were taking that fight was rough, and then ETC got opportunity to catch the Tychus and catch the Brightwing. Even though Stukov was in the Mei ult of the ice wall, right? It didn't matter. And at that point, you have a mosh pit doing a lot of damage to the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond. They got caught out in a very unfortunate spot. Sonya was looking for a great play, but potentially maybe fighting a little bit higher than the cannon shot wall, right? This does a lot of damage. It also gives you negative 20 armor. So great look and a great counter by the side of Sky5. So maybe on the next draft, maybe we'll see something really exciting on the side of Phoenix Rising. Like, you know, they got knocked down, but see, what I love about, you know, NGS and games like these is I want a 3-game series. 3-game series are the way to go here. And we've had one, and it was really exciting. But let's see if we can go. Let's see if we can get another draft. I'm waiting to see what the other map pick is going to be here. Trying to speculate. Maybe we'll get a Towers of Doom. So, let's see here. Double Bruiser is rough. I do agree with you, Double Bruiser is rough, but I do feel like they needed more CC. Sonya does a lot of damage, right? Sonya is basically an assassin, right? But the thing is Stukov played really well against the Sonya, at least, that even if Sonya does leap the Stukov, there's enough CC to control the Sonya. Sonya was the only one that could get to the back line. And so that makes me think, what if Mei went Avalanche, right? When things were getting hairy, it's just like a Gust. You could reset, push them somewhere else. Or, just like a Gust, if one player oversteps, you could isolate that target by potentially hitting an Avalanche. Again, these are just theory crafting here. It does take execution to hit plays like that. But again, it comes down to how effectively are you playing, you know, those characters. I see the value in Ice Wall, but I do feel like when your team is having a rough time, I see a lot of value in Avalanche. And again, it's preference. It's just preference at that point. They're both good in the right hands. They are. Great setup by Blizzard and Ice Wall. We saw the Mei hitting it, so I personally think either just offlane tank or 3 bruisers. Okay. Instead of Mei. But then you could potentially look at the Diablo, right? But again, Diablo goes in, he just gets absolutely murked. You know, that's the struggle with the Diablo here. You know? So we are in the lobby here, and they chose Towers of Doom. Hey, we called that one. And so that will be good here. Let's see, as a lot of the NA teams, they do like their Towers of Doom map. So on the side of Phoenix Rising, they picked Towers of Doom here. And let's see if this is the map that can put them back into to get us to a 3-game series. I hope so, at least. Just checking something right now, guys. 1 second here. All right, so let's think about some ideas for Towers of Doom, right? Diablo again, ETC, Muradin. Mal'Ganis is starting to see a lot of gameplay because of his buff, which I really enjoyed. Let's think. Joe, obviously, you can't stop the Joe, right? Joe is pretty good because he can hold down the choke points and whatnot. So let's see. What else? For Assassins wise, right? Li Ming's, Chromies, you see that they can play a Kael'thas on the side of Sky5. But when we start thinking about synergy, right? Do we get a variant Stukov again? And what I'm starting to understand is the best counter to a draft like that is to just ban Stukov, right? If you're not gonna pick a cleanse character in this meta, right now, in my opinion, you just need to just completely negate in competitive play the Stukov. Just get rid of it in Div A, right? Because as we've seen several times in our Div A games, guess what is being played? Stukov, and Stukov. Ban Stukov. And you're negating a lot. Now, it's not negating 100% of the lockdown, but it's negating the ability to be able to use your character after the CC chain, right? Like, most of those characters probably would have lived if Stukov didn't root silence them, right? Let's be fair. If they would have had maybe like a Brightwing, have a higher chance of living because you're able to use after polymorph an ability. You're stuck in that silence. Like, you're dead. In the root into silence, you're gone, buddy. See you later. You know, even if you pick a Tyrande, you know, whatever, it's just that Stukov is just as that powerful. So let's think about, okay, well, let's say a Stukov does get through. What healers could make life easier? Okay, well, Anduin's one of them. If you're good at Whitemane, Whitemane's a high skill cap character, but Whitemane's good with a 45-second, I believe, cooldown. I think it's called Intercession. 13, get a cleanse, a cheap cleanse, and you could consistently use our rotation. Uther's one, but he has to auto attack to get that 80-second cooldown timer down. They might try to take Varian early to get Shattering Throw as well as the nasty Stukov combo. I think if you're on the side of whoever, like if you're on the side of Sky5 taking the Stukov, like you need to pry the Stukov, since clearly they're going to either try to focus out the ETC or the Varian. There's a lot of combos that you can do. Like you can literally do a Johanna W into a great root sound. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's just that Stukov. Stukov can make his own play. Like, it's just more or less like, I'm not trying to put much emphasis on the player of Stukov. It's just the character of Stukov in the meta is the issue, because it's a great character, you know. But you know what you could also do with Lucio with his buff level 10 ult. I've played against a pretty solid Stukov player as Lucio and did really well, right? If Stukov uses his combo, guess where I am? I'm queuing the Stukov, because ETC has to hit that power slide, and if you can outplay an ETC through just mechanics, you can do really well for your team, right? You can. And you could save a lot of lives, you had a good cleanse and all that stuff. Level 7 intercession. Perfect. So it's even sooner. And here again, Uther, double support ban immediately. So looks like Whitemane does get cleansed sooner. Glad to know. And again, cleanse is super good. 45-second cooldown, and Whitemane does a lot of heals, right? For whatever side you're on. Like, you think that you're about to kill an enemy team? Just kidding, because as soon as Whitemane drops her ult, guess what? Their health is like 3 health bars. I hate Whitemane. I hate Whitemane and Stukov, but for good reasons. They're good. They're so good. Alright, so we are going to get a Taskbar ban. I'm just starting to think that is a respect ban, so it looks like both teams have done their homework. I respect that. I like that. If you don't do your homework on your team, you know, you're not respecting, you know, really good players on certain characters, right? And you will get punished for that. And especially in higher elo, you should do your homework on the enemy team. So we are going to get another ban on Cassie here. And they may have a good Cassia player, but Cassia overall as a hero is pretty good. She's in a good spot, to be fair, though. She's in a pretty good spot. But Cassie is a pretty solid character. Now, I'm hoping for mages on either side. We get a Li Ming. I love Li Ming's Towers of Dooms. A lot of open spaces here. Same thing with Chromie. Let's see if Chromie gets through. So they're going to ban out the Sonya. Maybe they thought Sonya could potentially be a problem here. Now, if you're on the side of Phoenix Rising, who are you going to negate? Stukov. They realize Stukov is the issue here. They want to negate that away on the side of Sky5. Now, how do you counter this, right? Again, cleanse, or you focus down the Stukov, or cleanse. Cleanse. But you really also, as a player for Stukov, you have to negate... you have to hit those silences, right? They you know, you could be like, well, how do you miss, you know, a Stukov root and silent? It's pretty easy, trust me. I see it a lot, especially when you set up a healer too. Trust me, you miss. You see people miss something. But again, on the side of Sky5, we are going to get a Li Ming and ETC. Great combo. I love Li Ming, as I was saying. It means a great hero for this map. A lot of open points. You can either go, I like to just go your standard Calamity build, you know, with Mirror Ball at 16. And ETC is a great setup for it. So we are going to, oh my God, Zul and a Varian. Great wave clear for the Zul, and then Varian for the lockdown here. And just in case that you don't lock them down, guess what's following up? You're going to have a Zul, and hopefully we get Poison Nova with the level 20 and Dario Visage. I love Poison Nova. I do see the value in the other ult, but I don't know the name because I don't even pick it, because Poison Nova in the right spot it just completely trashes your whole team in a team fight. It completely changes the whole fight. So they are going to take down the Jaina, which is great burst and roots if you take that talent. And let's see what the last ban will be for Phoenix Rising here. So maybe, let's see, maybe White Mane, maybe Anduin. They need a cleanse here. They need a good cleanse to negate a lot of it. Maybe even Lucio. Well, no, I wouldn't really do Lucio because Varian's a click the stun tank. So what that means is it's easier to get high mobility characters, right? So we are going to get a Diva ban. They're not going to ban out the healer, but I do understand because they want the Zul to soak pretty freely, right? You want the Zul to not really have any issues. But you know what you could do against the Zul is you could play things like Leo to negate. If you have a lane lead on the Zul, you can negate that Zul because if he tries rooting you in the lane rotation, guess what? He's just gonna E out of the skeleton trap. And as we said at Leo does really well, especially against a Zul that's going, you know, up, down, top, mid, because when Zul is trying to negate you, so Leo can just, you know, E out and do a lot of damage and do a lot of value for slowing you and whatnot. So Anduin has been selected here. And so far, you know, at the moment, there is value in the protection alt. There's still value for the protection alt for Anduin. If you bait out fear, all you have left is taunt and silence. But typically what you could do with an Anduin is hold that alt, the level 10 alt, and essentially whenever the combo goes down, you trait, and if they're still chasing you, you just ult it. But I've also seen a ETC power slide into alt, or we might just get a Genji for a reset comp, which would be a light bomb into a Genji E in. Who knows? No, we're gonna get a Tychus here. I respect it. You're going to need some percent damage on the Deathwing. So let's see. Might go Skeletal Mages at 10, reduces heals on 20. Well, you could do that, or you could do the one where you heal at level 20 with Endario Visage and get a massive amount of heals. So for the Towers of Doom game, let's see which team wins. You know, I'm liking both drafts again, but let's see which combo lockdown works, right? As we're seeing, combo synergy characters like your Stukov and Varian or ETC are becoming very, very dominant in A East and A West, right? And your heroic division, you're seeing, you know, different higher skill cap synergies. But again, if the basics are working for you, there is no hate because you can make the basics look good, man. You can get some great results. All right, so let's go into the game here for game number 2 on Towers of Doom. All right, we're going to introduce our team, hopefully not for the last time here, but let's start off with Sky5, our blue team. Tychus being played by Apple Mike, Li Ming played by Furl, Leoric played by Liddell, Anduin being played by Alan by default, ETC, again, played by AG Silver AG. Now, for the red team, we have Varian being played by Northern Touch, Stukov being played by Dropping BB, Zuljin being played by Automatic Z, Zul being played by Sonar, and Deathwing being played by Popo Joe. And again, good luck to both teams here. Now let's see how they start off here. They might start looking at a nice team fight in mid, right? So with that being said, I would avoid, and opinion-wise here, I would avoid the team fight mid only because Varian's not a real tank until level 4. You know, just get your soak, but you could also have your Deathwing tank for the first 4 levels. But oh my god, Apple Mike's gonna take a lot of damage by the Deathwing Q here. And so looking at talent abilities here, looking like standard stuff here, backlash, 4% damage here, but they're gonna get a nice ET slate high here, and Li Ming does miss the combo here, but there should be a punishment on the ETC, but again, here comes the trait. So now you have to play around that trait for the 80-second cooldown. Now, if you're on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond, you can start looking aggressively. Traits down, guys. We can do a lot of damage to them if we catch a great combo. And see, this is where it gets scary. And can Sky5, are they going to be disciplined enough to avoid that fight until the next Anduin trait, or when they have a more favorable ability? And here's what we're talking about, right? Leo is, at the moment, there is a lane advantage to the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond. This is where Zul comes alive. But what I was talking about, well, how does Leo essentially get that lane prio? Well, there's two things that you could do. You could outright just win it, which is a lot harder, or you could have one of your team members, while you're soaking up top like this, right? One of your team members can clear mid, but they are going to focus out the ETC here. Can they punish the Zul here? ETC slides in, pushes him back. Li Ming does miss the combo here, but Taika is going to start trading her down, and Stukov heals, comes up immediately, and misses the root or the W action here, but they don't get a kill. Now, see, again, stuff like this is how you can create that lane advantage here. See, now the wave has evened out, and now Leo can either freeze the lane and force the Zul to take the fight on him, or he can clear the lane and try getting the advantage and go straight back to mid. So you're going to see Zul probably mount back up and just wait, and because you have Deathwing now soaking mid, you're now creating some tension here for the Leo here, right? Because now someone has to clear this if Tychus is up. So there is a call out to clear out mid, but potentially gank the Deathwing. Apple Mike's gonna play passively, but oh, here comes the quick percentage damage. Look at the damage on the Deathwing. He went from full to almost a third of his health. That is so much damage to the side for Tychus there. And here comes Varian. Varian's now obviously a real tank. They're looking for opportunity here. And Varian stepping up here, potentially looking for a nice taunt here, but Stukov's kind of far away, so they're just getting great vision here. Now, you have three objectives up, and you're going to have AG Silver scouting out bushes here. Great stuff to see that they're scouting, making sure that there is no quick engagement. Now, do they know if trait is up or not, right? That is the question for them. Can they force it out in this team fight? They have tap. You have Zul and Deathwing. Deathwing's now rotating. There should be a trade up top, which is your standard. Leo looks like he's going to get it first and get the soak on the way down. But Zul'Jin's going to get some nice stacks on the Tychus, gets 3 or 4 hits on him, and Li Ming's just going to poke away, which is what you see about Li Ming, right? With Triumvirate, you get great poke here. Deathwing's going to take some damage, but as you're going to see at level 7, Deathwing's going to more than likely take the stall ability, which is really annoying, but oh, they should be able to punish that. And here goes Trait. Trait's down. So look at the damage to go into the ETC for sliding in. ETC may fall, and Leo does not stop the tower shots here on the Stukov here, and you're gonna see a nice root silence. Oh, not yet. You're gonna see Anduin potentially get punished here, but no, you're gonna see the Azul get punished. No, 147. Oh no, he does die. Li Ming does hit it. Great stuff. Now, can they do anything else here? Can they get any more resets here? Super close, but great kill by Furl, being played by Li Ming, looking for a quick damage here. Great connect on the Stukov here. Really close on getting 2 people. Li Ming and Tychus are, yeah, Li Ming Tychus almost fell. Now Zul'Jin probably is 100% caught here. Great follow up by the Li Ming. Great follow up. ETC Li Ming combo, and Li Ming looking for another opportunity and gets a great chip damage. I like great follow-ups on teams like ETC Li Ming and Stuka, or the Anduin is being played as we're talking about, right? Every time that there is a fishy silence with a follow-up by Varian, guess what? Anduin trait, baby. You're out of there. But you have to play aggressively around that if you're going to do it correctly. Tychus, or no, Anduin's going to be the target here, but can they get enough damage? Because ETC is going to stall out, and then you're going to see a lot of damage. Tychus onto the Deathwing here. Zul's coming in, but then you're going to see a nice power slide by ETC on the Variant to stall and to protect the back line here. Zul'Jin's going to take a lot of chunk damage. Leo is now focusing down the Zul'Jin, but not enough damage here. But a lot of abilities were used here. They do have tap here for this bottom objective here. Li Ming is scouting, and with Li Ming with the Force Armor, it's really good because you do get mana regen, which is a really respectable talent here. Good stuff on the side of Sky5 with that talent here. And then Varian's going to get poked out here. Can they punish Varian? Because Varian is going to be the target here. There should be a Stukov silence, but Varian may fall here because Varian's getting kind of low. He's super low. He's going to fall. Maybe no, but great Stukov silence here to negate the damage here. They just had a tap now. If you have tap, no, Varian's just going to have the back. And this is where Deathwing starts to stall. You use your cooldowns here on Skyfall here, but now you have to place it in the middle here, so they're probably gonna get it now. They don't. Wow, it's still going. This is so annoying when you're playing Deathwing, but look how much stall time that was, right? Varian almost got back with that Skyfall. It's super good, but Varian does commit in, but the follow-up was a little too slow on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond. Trait should be up shortly, potentially the next, more than likely 10-15 seconds, because it was used, I believe, on the Tychus earlier at this mid fight here. Now let's see if they can do anything here. They're focusing the ETC here. There should be a nice silence follow-up here, but isn't enough damage here. There it is. Like I said, 10-15 seconds. It's now down, and here comes Deathwing, and Deathwing just getting completely chunked. Li Ming does great poke damage with Seeker here because she feels confident. Pearl feels confident on hitting. Great Q. QW combos onto the Deathwing, and she also seems like she doesn't want to Calamity in because of the Varian follow-up into a nice silence. Super annoying, but when you can poke out the Deathwing like that to do a lot of chip damage to the Deathwing, you gotta respect it. You got to see, like, look how much damage that was yet again. A full connect here, right? And she's trying to see if anyone's scouting her and following her up. Now, if you're on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond, the trait is down here. There is a 5v4. I don't know if Zul called out, but they are going to take the advantage because this is what I'm talking about. He went with the lane prio advantage. Zul is going to be too late. Varian's going to be caught out, but this is where you get a two-man soak here. Deathwing is going to be up in the air, I believe, but they do drop a lot of their ults prior to the objective here. Now, if you're on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond, you're in a very good position here because look how much ults were committed to that camp. More than less Odin, right? But respectively, that's more than likely excuse me, not Odin, laser drill, even though I just saw a laser. That's more than likely okay because you still have your mosh pit and, as we were talking about, your holy ward, right? Your protection. If they don't commit onto the Anduin when they use all their abilities like taunt or like any form of silence, that salvation is going to get a lot of value. So let's see how they do it. Zul is going to get the top objective for free. Do they just get to take a trade here? It's pretty respectable, right? You don't need to force it. Just take your trade. Oh, they're going to take the trade. They're not going to take a trade here. Deathwing is up in the air. Great use of Skyfall here. And let's see on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond. Can they get any lockdown here? Stukov is going to try focusing down the ETC. And again, I don't know if the ETC is the best target to try locking down, even though he's a squishy tank. And they are trying to focus out the... No, they're trying to focus out the Zul'jin. They're just peeling off the Zul'jin from the back line here. And Fear is going to be used on Liddell, using a great Leoric value, but they do pull up the Li Ming. Li Ming was caught out, and they don't catch her in time. Almost with Liddell just basically blocking off the point, trying to catch one of them to see if they can get a counter kill. But Li Ming does get punished for stepping up like that. Now they do get an ETC power site. Taz Dingo is called, but here comes the mosh pit into a pushback by the Stukov here. He does get out. Varian is getting low, but Leo, it gets silenced, but should be able to kill the Zul'jin here. Is it enough damage to do any more damage on the enemy team? No, they are in full retreat here. I still selfishly think that for Zul, I understand why you would go the skeletal mages because of nice slows, you get a lot of CC, and you get nice stall value. But I do feel like you have enough stall value and enough CC to where you can get a lot of value with Poison Visage to do additional damage, right? As soon as that ward is done, or you can force the ward to go out, you can do a lot of damage to the enemy team. But again, just to clarify to everyone, that is just preference. So still respecting the pick here. I do understand the value of it, but they are going to commit here to bottom here, and Deathwing is going to Calamity in. Is going to ult in here and try fearing the enemy team, but doesn't hit anyone with the fear. They're trying to protect bottom keep here. It's going to get really low. Leo does miss the Entomb here and is trying to drop the Entomb while dubbing the Deathwing here, but they're gonna try focusing on the ETC again. Can they get them? No, they don't. But see, that's the thing. The combo isn't connecting together. The synergy just doesn't feel like it's there. It's just one talent after another, but it's too slow to follow up and, you know, to connect to get a kill. So let's see, what are they looking at here, right? They know the objective is coming up shortly. They're trying to posture for it. ETC does W to get his ult back. It's on 1 second cooldown now. And they are going to try taunting. Here comes the root. Here comes the silence root. Now this might be it. No, Anduin does pull him out again. And here comes the Draken Laser. They're going to try zoning out the area. And here comes the Skeletal Mages to stall out. Again, we were talking about this, right? It's still not bad. I understand why. Great stall out for a second, but they most likely wouldn't have got it here. And here comes ETC power slide into a mosh. Here comes a root silence. They should be able to kill the ETC for going in too deep, but they should be able to get a counter kill on two. And Tychus does kill two. Taz Dingo was popped here, and Deathwing is outside. They should be able to kill Taz Dingo boy here. And see the huge commitment here. Conflagration. Oh, the conflagration build almost killed the Li Ming here, and Liddell is going to scout and look away. Can they get anyone? No, but they do get the trade, and they do get the bottom fort at this point. I believe around 12 minutes, as we talked about last cast. At 12 minutes, this turns into a keep here. So, all right, might be just he just figures Ming has armor. Tychus dodges Anduin's too far back. ETC can just face tank it for Poison Nova. If ETC face tanks a Poison Nova on top of the damage of the side of Phoenix Rising, it's rough. You're right. You know, Tychus may dodge it, Li Ming may dodge it, but the fact that you do a lot of chunk damage if it connects, it's pretty solid overall. But again, it really is a matter of preference, just like using Wave of Force and disintegrate. It's a matter of preference, how much value you can get it from it. I mean, he is getting value though with the skeletal mages down bottom, as you could saw. Great stall out, great CC. But unfortunately, there wasn't enough value to where his teammates could get a kill here. They're going to try taunting the Li Ming, but again, ETC just going to root him out or push him out. But should I be able to kill the ETC because he gets rooted? No, and Liddell, again, misses the Entomb. But I do feel like with those misses, though, he is providing a lot of space, right, for the Entomb here. Great push. Even if you do miss the Entomb, it's fine, because at the end of the day, you're also zoning out the enemy team, so it's not 100% terrible. And Varian gets caught out and completely blown up by the enemy team for Sky5, and then they're going to have a conflagration being pushed in the conflagration ability. ETC gets caught in the root sounds here, but again, as we were talking about, Anduin, if you cannot get in the range for Anduin, you're gonna get the Holy World and you're not gonna be able to kill him, right? So again, Anduin, the saving grace against the Stukov comp, played well. Played very well by Alan by default. Great stuff. Great Anduin play right here. So they should be able to minimally get 2. They might posture to stall out for 3, but let's see. You know, you still have more tower shots for the side of Phoenix Rising Diving, but great connect on a whole combo. But here comes the stall out again for the Zul, and Li Ming is looking for punishment here, looking for great poke value, but here comes the Leo getting rooted here. Can ETC look for anything here? So Leo catches a 2-man Entomb here. Can they do anything? But no, gets pushed back by Stukov. ETC does power slide the back line and gets a nice 2-man mosh, but Stukov is kind of out of it. Deathwing is going to come for the flank. They are getting low on the side of Sky5. They're going to get completely chunked with the damage here. Zul is coming in with a great W here, and conflagration build is coming up here. You need to start taking advantage. Oh, Varian almost got knocked out. Completely chunked here. Great protection here. But Zul'jin is looking, can get one more hit in. Maybe 2. No, but Zul'jin might get killed. Oh, Zul'jin. Oh, my God. See you later, buddy. All right. And now we're going to have a 5v4. Li Ming just completely knocks the Zul'jin out back into the Nexus. So if you're on the side of Sky5 with that combo from the Li Ming, you're now going to be able to take advantage of the bottom siege camp and start pushing in value. But you don't want to give the enemy team that bottom keep here, right? You just don't. So you're going to have a siege camp coming in, and you're going to start looking to pressure in bottom keep now. As we were saying, at 12 minutes, you get a nice keep down at bottom. By the way, guys, with that level 1 talent of Li Ming, I don't think Li Ming's backed once. Correct me if I'm wrong. They get 1 push in, they get 2, they get 3. They get 3 sappers in, and you're going to get all the way their core down to 13. Oh, no. If you're on the side of Phoenix Rising Diamond, you got to look for something here, but Li Ming gets caught out here, and taunts used, and here comes a mosh pit, but immediately denied by the Stukov here. This is okay, right? You have mosh down, and you have trait down. Now you have to make sure that you counter... You have to make sure you counter the Anduin here. And oh, Li Ming does it again to the Deathwing with the great damage here and gets a 2-man hit. Can she do it? She's looking for it. Can Stukov get punished? No, but doesn't hit it. But oh, look at the damage, right? Glass cannon, straight Q build to chunk the Deathwing. And man, if you're looking at Sky5 is looking good here. They're looking to invade here. Zul is still taking that top camp. I really don't think that camp's really that important. You just need to start rotating bottom and try stalling out, because they're not going to get a free camp. Zul'jin is now looking from top, potentially going to stall Apple Mike here. You have to start stalling for this Deathwing, right? So there's going to be 1 stall. Here comes Skeletal Mages. Might be used a little too early here, prematurely here to get full value, but Furl is going to get potentially a nice cap. Nope, it doesn't. Varian does stall her out. Death will go up in 2 seconds. And at this point, they're going to cast in Zul, and Zul should fall here. Zul should be punished here, but they get an immediately silence on the Leo. But it doesn't matter because Anduin all comes up. Zul was caught out. And here comes Li Ming finishing off the Zul'jin. You potentially are now going to have it. Deathwing is going to stall out. It may have 1 more, but I don't know if it really matters here. It doesn't. He's going to get it. And now you're down to 3 shots. But as we've always said on this map, the game's not over until that counter for the core comes down to 0. You have seen games where the enemy team does go for 1, but look, an immediate go for the boss here. What are you gonna do? You have to fight for this. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. Li Ming is gonna start poking, but Li Ming's low on mana here, and there's a great fear, and there's a great sound, and they should be able to, and they do it. They save themselves, but Deathwing kills himself for it. But it's okay. It was worth it. You have to get out. ETC misses the mosh pit, but I don't really know if you needed to waste your time doing that. Can you get out? And great silence or root. 3-man connection here for the Stukov here. They saved their game here. Deathwing committed to that kill and committed suicide for it. But again, you have to make those dangerous plays to stay in the game here. They did an excellent job pre-20 fight. They sniffed it out, and they knew exactly what they needed to do, and they feared him off. Now, great push on the ETC. ETC is obviously the guy trying to focus you out here. This is what you're trying to avoid, right? Before an ETC power side, because that ETC is that power side, one of you is going down. Now, Zul'jin is clearing the lane here, and you got to get that 20 now, right? You have to play for that 20, and Zul is going to more than likely solidify the top keep here, and he's going to get great XP in bottom. And now let's see, can the side of Phoenix Rising, can they do anything? Did he catch the Titan here by ETC immediately power slides, and they're going to be a nice entomb, and then to see if they get any value on the Varian. Varian over commits and gets killed. Oh man, that's rough. Right before an objective too. Oh no. And Leo didn't even pick his level 20 off, but immediately catches the Varian. And so Deathwing should fall here with the nicely mean combo. They're just trying to force this in. They're gonna get one sapper in, and this honestly should be game. There's really nothing else you could do. Alright, all you gotta do is just get one of your Stukov is just trying to go up top, but Stukov is too low. Zul is just saying, I'm just chilling down here. It's GG. And guys, we get another dominating victory for the side of Sky5. Great stuff by both teams, but Sky5 pulled it off. GG's to Sky5 to a 2-0 victory.